Anybody want to be poor? I don't. Right? So this idea that we're going to attack people because they make money is wrong. I've got a business background. But what I was just accused of is making money, and somehow I can't be fair and do things the right way. So I think it's disgusting what is going on here.
And I don't mind anybody being rich. What I mind is people getting rich while they're here trading stock, which I think we can all agree on.
Something very interesting happened at the Senate Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee meeting this week. A bill introduced by Senator Josh Hawley, a Republican from Missouri, passed in that committee. This bill says within 90 days of the bill passing the full Senate and the House, if it passes, it would ban stock trading by all members of Congress and the President and Vice President of the United States, and would force every member of Congress, the President and Vice President, to divest from their investments at the beginning of their next term.
When you look at what members of Congress are privy to, what they are able to trade on, the access that they have, it's just qualitatively different than your average Joe or Jane, which is why we ought to put into place common sense guardrails that say, if you want to be a member of Congress, you can put you want to save, great. You can buy mutual funds, you can buy broadly diversified investment vehicles. You should not be able to buy and trade individual stock shares in which, frankly, we have an interest in the work that we do. We have information that no other people get, no other members of the public have.
Well, none of the other Republicans on that Senate committee agreed with Senator Hawley. You already heard from Republican Senator Rick Scott of Florida, whose net worth is reportedly more than $500 million. And he said a bill like this would punish him simply because he's successful. Senator Ron Johnson, a Republican from Wisconsin, whose net worth is reportedly around $50 million, has a problem with this bill too, because he says if it's passed, it would dissuade other rich business owners from running for Congress.
The way it would disincentivize the very type of people we need serving here, people who run businesses, people who balance a checkbook, balance a budget. Those people don't want to serve here because we're already making it so unattractive. This would make it vastly more unattractive with all kinds of unintended consequences. So again, I urge my colleagues, vote a strong no against this thing.
The Democrats on that committee, who all voted yes on the Hawley bill, have a different view.
We are only looking for 535 Americans to serve in Congress out of 330 million people. Surely we can find 535 that understand that when you come here, you have and are held to the highest of standards. You know, that we work jobs whose job descriptions are in the Constitution of the United States. And if you are concerned about how that's going to affect your bottom line, if mutual funds are not good enough for you, then maybe this is not the right job for you.
For the record, this bill was originally called the Pelosi Act, of course, as a dig at former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and all the questions surrounding her extreme net worth. But the bill title was ultimately changed to the Honest Act before these senators voted on it. The other thing about this bill is the end result, again, if it's passed, would not require President Trump specifically to divest from his investments, not because he was exempt, but because he is not going to have another term in office. As I already reported, the bill says all lawmakers and the president and vice president must come into compliance with the divestment provision at the beginning of their next term. So that wouldn't apply to Trump. But it would apply to everyone else, including Vice President J.D. Vance, if, again, he is elected. He, too, by the way, is against this bill. But there is one part of this bill that will impact Trump, again, if it passes. Just like everyone else, within 90 days of the bill passing in the House and the Senate, it would ban Trump from trading individual stocks and crypto. Of course, Trump is pissed, firing off this post on his social media account saying, "I don't think real Republicans want to see their president, who has had unprecedented success, targeted because of the whims of a second-tier senator named Josh Hawley." Now, you're probably wondering, why the hell would Democrats vote for a bill that exempts President Trump from any part of this? Well, here's Senator Alyssa Slotkin from Michigan.
We have a problem. And in order to address that, I am willing to make the good work instead of waiting for the perfect. So of course, I want the president and the vice president to be held accountable under this. Of course, we saw that you made changes so that it affected their next term, knowing that that probably wouldn't be Donald Trump. We all saw Vance and Trump come out against this publicly. But I think it's important that we at least make a start.
Now, this bill is not done yet. There are still some things that could be tweaked, and it is unclear when or if the Honest Act will get to the Senate floor for a vote. But if you want to read it for yourself, I'm going to email it out to you in my Facts HQ email, so make sure you sign yourself up.